How is everybody doing this evening? I'm gonna wait until people start coming in before I start talking. How is everybody doing this evening? How was everybody's day this evening? Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I said that I was going to come on this evening and tell you my update on what happened at work. So, waiting on for some more people to come in so I can start telling you what happened with me and HR today. So, I know some people, catch it, but so I know I was telling everybody that I was having problems with my supervisor, basically, my manager too, but mainly my supervisor. And they're always sending me messages about something I'm doing wrong. Um, Everybody is working from home except for me, and there's always an issue every single day. And so I trust God, and I know that God has better for me. I know He does. I just have to be patient, and I just have to try to wait it out. So today I had my appointment with HR today, and the first thing she asked me when she said, "Well, what do you want to go over?" I said, "Well, the email that I sent you, because it was literally almost a mini book, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put everything in there." So when she asked me what was going on, so I told her what was going on. I said, "Listen," I said, "my supervisor, she is constantly sending me messages on things that I'm doing wrong. I'm going according to her training material that she gave me. Now everybody else is working from home except for me, and I just don't think it's fair." I said, "It's always something. Every time I'm asking about going home, oh, it's something that you have to work on this, you have to work on that." So I was like, you know what? I told her I was at my wit's end on Monday, and it takes a lot of me. It takes a lot for me to get out of character, and I really try not to be like that because God has truly blessed me, and so I'm living my life for Him. But once I started talking about God and started, you know, um, just saying I'm doing His will, she started saying all this stuff that I'm doing wrong, like all these um, um, errors that I'm making at work, right? But I'm like, how am I making these errors when I'm using the training material that you gave me? So that's when I emailed HR. I had my appointment today. So HR asked me, she said, "Have you talked to them about it?" Yes, I've talked to them about it. "Have you been using SharePoint?" Now, I know you guys don't know anything about this stuff, but SharePoint is another training material that you can use on the computer. And I said, "Well, no, they did not tell me to use SharePoint. I've just been using a training material that's in my binder." Well, because things change, so I take calls for a hospital. I work in a call center, take calls for specialty offices. So she was basically, every time I told her something, she was basically going back, just not saying the things that my supervisor or my manager is doing wrong. Everything is me, what I'm doing wrong. So that whole meeting today, it was not even worth it because nothing happened out of the meeting. And, you know, I took it with a grain of salt. And I said, you know what? When I left there, I said, "God, I know you have better for me. And I just have to be patient." Um, I know I'm not the only one that's going through things on their job and things like that. But sometimes when you're going through the storm, it feels like you're the only one that's going through that storm, and that's how I'm feeling right now. But like I said, I trust, I believe, and I know that God has better for me. Um, yeah, but I wanted to come on and um, give you guys an update because I told you that I was going to come on today and give you an update about that. But one thing that I do want to say is started, I completed my book, so now I just have to get it all, I guess, organized and things like that. Let me see. What did she say? It's sunny out here. Uh, what she say? God bless you, sister. No storms, no rainbows. Keep that head up. Yes, I'm sorry, it's sunny out here. I'm definitely keeping my head up, and that, I know that I'm a child of God, and I know that He's gonna make a way out of no way. Today, I was so stressed out at work to the point where I had a severe migraine. And I was just talking, I'm going to tell you how the enemy works, because I was just talking about how I'm so grateful that I have not had any migraines. And normally, when you're stressed out, you can feel, pain in certain parts of your body. Well, lo and behold, today I started having a migraine. Started having pain in my shoulder so bad. Like, it's just been so unreal. And the enemy is so busy. The enemy will try to do anything to knock you off of what you're trying to do for God. He will bring anybody in your path to try to knock you off on what you're doing for Him. And that's one thing that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to allow the enemy to knock me off of anything that I'm trying to do for God, because the work that I'm doing here on earth is greater than what anybody tried to take away from me. I don't care. Like, I'm going to continue to talk about Him. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to continue to talk about Him. Like, um, I had something up on my desk, and it was talking about God, like how He favors me. And she was like, "Oh, I've never seen nothing like that. You're going to keep that up there?" And I'm like, yes, I'm going to keep it up there. Why wouldn't I? Like, I don't say anything about the emo stuff that she has on her desk. I mean, that's her, prerogative. But it's just ever since I've been talking about God and putting this stuff up on my desk and things like that and prayers, it's always something that I'm doing wrong. So it's pushing back the time of me working from home. And but at this point, listen, if I was not an adult and did not have my own place and did not have bills, I would quit that job. I literally would. Because no job is can't even talk, worth your stress. And like, we were reading in I think it was on social media, on Facebook, it was a lady, I forget her name. She was working so much, even though she had her own business, but she was working so much to the point where she had took a nap and fell asleep and didn't wake back up. I don't want my job to have me stressed out to the point where I'm so stressed out I go to sleep and don't wake back up. Praise Him boldly, sis. They will be mad, but that's okay. Our God will always come through for us. Yes. And I know He's going to come through for me. He knows what I'm going through on my job right now. He definitely knows what I'm going through on my job right now. And it's so unreal. Like, I know I have to get up in the morning. I know I have to get up and go to work. But I be dreading to go in and go to work because, what's that? Thank you. Hello. Yes, I am. Thank you, Life Lessons. I'm definitely an and child of God. I'm definitely, yes. He's just refining you in the fire, man. When I OMG, this storm is something. I've been through a lot, but when you have to be at work, I have to be at work for 9 hours. 9 hours, and you have to put up with all of that. And believe me, I'm not here like he's just. I'm not here complaining. That's one thing that I want to let you guys know. I'm definitely not here complaining. I'm just I don't know. I haven't been in a position like this to where I literally have to go through a storm at work because of the person that I am and the way that I serve God. Yes, just venting. That's all I'm doing. And thank you. But victory after the storm. I cannot wait. I said either I'm going to get me a new job or God is going to work it out to where um it's going to be worked out between us. And then HR was like, "Well, we can have a meeting all together." But what is that going to do when you literally just was on their side the whole time? It would defeat the purpose of all three of us having a meeting. Well, all four of us having a meeting together, it would defeat the purpose. Because if you're not even trying to help me in this meeting on one, and you're constantly telling me, um, basically saying things that I'm doing that I can do better, because the service center is always, she said, well, working in the service center, things are always changing, and you have to make sure that you're, looking at the right material because it may be outdated. Well, if that's the case, excuse me, everybody material is outdated because we're using a material that our supervisor gave us. But yet I'm the only one. And then, well, I'm not going to say I'm the only one, because I have a coworker who had to come back into the office. And she said that they have been doing the same thing to her. And they even threatened her job. They even threatened her job. They have not threatened my job. She said they even threatened her job, or she had to come back into the office to get her numbers up and all this other stuff because she was making a lot of mistakes. That just don't sit right with me. It do not sit right with me. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to have to pray my way through this. I've been standing in his word. God has been getting me up early in the morning at I'm up at, I'm up between 2. This morning, I got up at 1:30 this morning, and I've been up since 1:30 this morning. So I have not had any sleep yet, and I am exhausted, but I don't understand how you go to HR and you still can't get any help. Not at all. Maybe you should apply for 100. That's what I've been looking for, and my job is actually remote. You train for 3 months, because it's basically 3 months, and because I switched to a new position, the company that I work for, I've been with them it'll be 9 years in September, and I switched to a new position, and I hate that. I don't like that I did that, because the way that they was sounding, in the interview and how everything was, it's not like that in real life. And I say real life because once I got in this position, once I was in training, it was fine. But as soon as I got out of training, it's been a total nightmare. And I've been in this position since November, and I'm supposed to have been home, and still not home yet. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I was looking for remote positions today. Can you switch back? She told me that since I've been in this position for over 6 months that I can. So I have to reapply. So I'm going to reapply for the new position, for the other position that I was at. I am going to reapply. Yep. I thank you guys for just listening to me vent, because I have been praying though. I know God is tired of me because I've been on his ear. I know I know he probably like, what does she want now? But I have been on his ear. But God, you know what? God has a sense of humor. He definitely does. Yeah, but so I'm doing a lot of things. Just trying to better myself so I can get out of this situation. I know, you know what? I'm not gonna let her run me away, because yesterday, no, it wasn't yesterday. I'm sorry. It was Monday, because I emailed HR on yesterday. So Monday, I was like at my wit's end. I went over there and talked to her, and I showed her exactly what happened with that message she sent me saying I made an error, which I didn't, and she still held that against me. And so I was like, you know what? I said, I know God has better for me. I said, I don't know what his plan is. I said, but I'm, I don't know. I said, I'm over all of these messages that y'all are sending me. And a lot of this stuff is, I'm looking at the material that you're giving me. She was like, well, I hope this don't make you want to put your 2 weeks in. And I'm like, who said anything about putting your 2 weeks in? I just said that I'm frustrated with the messages that y'all are sending me about these errors that I'm making, that I'm supposedly making, and I'm going by your material. Yeah. But, yeah, it seemed like they're trying to, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate anything, because one thing I don't like doing is putting words in somebody else's mouth or speculating about anything, not until I know the real deal. And that's one thing I'm not going to do. I've never been that type of person to say you did this or you're going to say this and not even knowing the truth. I just wait for the truth to come out. And then I sit back and be like, oh, well, that is true. It is true what I thought, but I'm just not going to say it. But yeah, oh, I have some things like going on. Like um, I'm preparing to, I actually wrote 2 books. I'm preparing to get those sent to my publisher and launched on Amazon. So when those get ready, I'm definitely going to start um, putting it on my social media and things like that. And oh, wait a minute, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. I forgot I had some burgers that I was cooking. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, that's what's been going on. And I just wanted to come on and give you guys an update on what was going on in the workplace, and trying to find out from other people what I can do, to get things figured out at work, because I don't know what else I can do. But I will be back on my live, and I pray you guys have a blessed evening.